I'm a mean shark, Barbara Corcoran, and you're listening to Pavlina's Kidz Place.
Hey everyone, this is Pavlina from Pavlina's Kidz Place. I'm on location at the ASI Convention in Orlando with Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran. Hello.
Nice to be here. Pleasure.
Yes, it's nice to meet you and everything.
Great crowd out there. Everybody's enthusiastic.
Yes, definitely. Everyone seemed to love your keynote speech with Kevin and everything.
It was fun.
So that's great. Yep. Awesome. So what's the best advice that you've ever gotten that you would pass to a young entrepreneur?
The best advice, ironically, I ever got was from my boyfriend/business partner when I was 30 years old, when he left me and married my secretary.
Oh, wow.
He said to me, "You'll never succeed without me." And at the time, I thought it was the worst thing I had ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But you want to know something? It got me through the next 10 years, because no matter what was going on, I would think of those words. I would just try always one more thing to stay alive.
Exactly.
And so I think insult can sometimes, sadly, be the best motivation. And for me, it certainly did the trick.
Yes, definitely. I've had past dance teachers that have said certain things to me that I was like, really? Okay. So, that definitely keeps
If you're
you
a real
there.
entrepreneur and you get an insult, it brings out the best in you.
Yes,
If you lay down and
exactly.
say, just take it, then you really have no business being in business.
Yes, exactly. Definitely. So growing up, kids have all kinds of obstacles. What kind of obstacles did you have, and how did you overcome or deal with them?
I only had one, which was terrible at the time, but again, it has helped me tremendously in my adult life. I couldn't read or write till I was almost in sixth grade, middle of sixth grade, so I was labeled as dumb. And so what's great about being labeled as dumb as a kid is you're an outsider.
Oh, yeah.
You have to sit around and daydream because you're not figuring out what's going on in the classroom. And you start to compensate. And what I compensated with was my mouth. I could talk my way into and out of anything. And I couldn't have done it if I had been a great student. I would have been paying attention and being good in class. And so you never know how life plays out. Okay?
Yeah.
And most entrepreneurs today, in fact, on Shark Tank, 4 out of 5 of our sharks are dyslexic.
Oh, wow.
And they're all filthy rich. And so you never know how the bad cards in life play out for the better if you could turn them around when you get older.
What really makes you want to invest in someone? Is it the passion, or is it the idea in the person?
I never fall for the passion, because everybody who's starting a new business is really passionate. It's
Yes.
kind of like the guy who's attracted to the hot chick. I'm passionate.
Yes.
What really counts is how long you stay with the marriage, okay, and how you keep that passion going. So what I'm looking for is stick-to-itiveness, not passion. I'm watching the reactions that the entrepreneurs have to the questions and the objections, because it gives me a great indication that these are the kinds of people that are going to keep coming back and taking a swing at you. And that's really who you want to put your money in. So the business has very little to do with what I invest in. It's got to make common sense. But what I'm hyper-focused on is how strong the entrepreneur is. Because in the end, those are the people that make you the money. Those are the people that succeed. The people that are just hyperactive in the beginning very often fade out just as fast.
Yes, definitely. I definitely relate to that. So what has been the biggest mistake people make while they're doing a pitch?
They get fancy. I mean, today we live in a world where the Harvard MBA is like the golden ring. And so people throw fancy terms around. The minute somebody starts talking fancy on set, I'm out right away in my head. I'm out of here. You know why? Because every time I invested in anybody in my past life that was really fancy with fancy words, they have studied what it's like to be an entrepreneur, but they are not the type that are going to make it. So I just get the heck out of there before I lose another pound of money, you know?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I think I heard in one of your speeches that entrepreneurs are born, they're not made, right?
I think an entrepreneur, no, I don't think I would have said that, but perhaps
the other way, or maybe it was somewhere, I don't know.
No, I think both can happen. I think you can't make an entrepreneur out of someone who doesn't have the God-given talent, okay? And the God-given talents, I think, that are very important is initiation, the ability to run hard and long without people pushing you ahead. You have to be your own little engine in the front end, okay? And so that's a personality trait, a pushy personality trait. But I have seen entrepreneurs that weren't naturally born but have that trait, and life brings it out.
Okay.
And often it's from getting a good kick in the butt or in the gut or whatever takes them down, and then they come back swinging. And so that can make an entrepreneur.
So you started out with $1,000, and if I started out with $1,000, where should I put it? I know you think branding is a really big thing, so that kind of
You mean
stuff.
like where to spend the money if you have $1,000? I'll tell you where not to spend it. On a patent, everybody does. Giving the attorney money to do the patent so you're helping his business instead of your own. I think the only thing you ought to be spending money on is anything that directly leads to sales. It's the most overlooked, simple truth in building every business in America. If you focus on spending your money on anything that directly leads to sale, I'm not talking about a PR campaign either, directly. How do you get in the door? How do you get the guy to say, yes, I'll take some?
Exactly.
That's so if it's a trade show, if it's a sales call, whatever it is, because if you're not going to sell something, you're not going to succeed in business, period.
Exactly.
You got to just sell.
Yes, definitely. So what, like...
You're very agreeable.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
Yes.
exactly. So what is one word that describes a successful entrepreneur?
One word. Oh, that's tough. You know, I'm not a one-word type of gal. Let me think. If I had to pick one, insecurity.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why is
I
that?
would say give me a person who's insecure, has something to prove, hates the bosses they work
okay,
for,
I see.
doesn't really want to have in life what was given to them, and they're afraid to death to try something. Give me that guy and push him off a cliff and watch what he does. People are always much stronger than they give themselves credit for. I remember thinking, oh, I don't have a solution, I don't have an answer, but if I walked through the door, it was amazing how I thought of things when I was under the heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do better under pressure. So.
Everybody does, but a lot of people won't put themselves under pressure because we live in a world that's overeducated, where people feel they have to have the answer before they go in.
Oh, yeah.
They have to practice before they go in. People are always at their best under fire. I remember years ago when Mayor Bloomberg in our town of New York City was first the mayor, he gave the first key to the city to a maintenance worker who jumped down in a subway track over a man who had fallen. And the train, he pushed his arms in, the train came over, and they both lived through it. And you know, when the mayor said to him, I remember it made such an impression on air, he said, how does it feel to be a hero? You know what the guy said? He said, I didn't know I was a hero till I got down there. And I thought to myself, isn't that true in life? That's really the way it plays out.
Exactly. That's actually my worst nightmare, is to fall in one of those things.
Well, let's hope that maintenance guy is there.
Exactly. He just needs to stay down there.
No problem there.
Yes, exactly. So, like, I'm an entrepreneur starting out, and, like, what should young business people like me, you know, how do they find their funding partners?
You know what? I think the best businesses are self-funded. I mean, we live in a world certainly that people assume you're supposed to raise money, but there's a tremendous responsibility that comes with somebody else's money. You can lose it.
True.
And there's a lot of shame attached to losing money. In my worst times, when I had people willing to lend me money where I thought I was going to business, I didn't take it because I didn't want the responsibility of losing their money. One thing to lose your own money, something else to lose the next guy's money. Exactly. So I think that's essential, that you use your own money as best you can to get started. I really think that kids too easily ask for the parents' money. Hey, you want to believe in this? There's so many lessons to be learned when you're burning through your own money. And today, of course, if you really want to use somebody else's money, you have crowdfunding. I mean, that's the biggest thing that hit small business in the last 500 years. You can actually do your pitch online and get suckers to put up their money for your business, whether you deserve it or not. And so it's amazing, that access today that was never even around just even 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I used to, like, just ask my parents for money all the time, and then just recently, it's been kind of like,
Did you pay
well, what
them
if
back?
it's my money? Not yet. I need to.
That's your first order of business. You need
Yes,
to, you
I know, I
must.
need to.
It's about ego, pride,
Yes.
and also then when you hit them for more money later, they're happy to give it to you.
Exactly. Yeah, so what are your upcoming plans and events?
Well, I speak at a heck of a lot of events, for probably a few too many, to be honest. I'm spending too much time on a plane versus at home.
Okay.
Yeah, but where I really spend my time is working with the entrepreneurs day in and day out. I'm going back home to my 3 latest acquisitions, arranging, big meetings for them to get them into the big stores and things like that. So I spend all my waking hours thinking about those young entrepreneurs. But you want to know, a lot of them are super successful.
That's good.
Because I picked the right people, not the right business,
Exactly. Cool. Thank you so much for talking to me.
My pleasure. I'm sure you're going to be terrific by the time you turn 18.
Oh, thank you.
How old are you?
16.
That's what I thought. My God. Yeah,
I know. I got my license yesterday. I was so excited.
Hey, I was waiting tables at her age. What was I thinking?
I loved, like, the
great
little...
shot.
Thank you. Thank you. I loved... Where is it? This. I thought this was so cute.
Oh my
Like, the
God,
little
I know.
family
I
tree.
love the
I was
artist.
like,
I know.
It's adorable. And you included the dogs, because my dogs are definitely part of my family.
Actually,
So-
I left out a dog, is what my one sibling told me. She said, you forgot about Spotty. I go, I forgot Spotty.
That's okay. But yeah, I thought that was really cute, because they all have really adorable little names and everything.
I like
But
it
yeah.
too.